Hello everyone, how are you? Okay, so as you can see, I'm going acoustic, at least for today. I recently picked this up second hand. What is it? It's well, I mean the label says Suzuki and Co, but it's like I think it's like a 70s lawsuit copy of like a Guild Dreadnought acoustic. I'll tell you about some of the things which are like really appealing about it, and I'll tell you that the story of how I came to get it. So obviously you can see the the inlays are like proper mother of pearl and abalone. It's this varnish on the top's really nice. And one of the actual main selling points is it's solid rosewood, but not sort of any old rosewood. It's solid Brazilian rosewood. In the day when you could actually get away with that. I mean, all right. I mean, when I say solid, I mean it's got it's got these little inlays of this abalone here. But but the fact it's solid wood as well, even before we actually get to the fact it's Brazilian rosewood, it just gives it like a resonance which you just don't seem to get with a lot of acoustic guitars. Yeah. So I mean that's just gonna sing forever, that one. So it's not to die off a little bit now, but even if you do that, there's still overtones through the body as well. Now there are one or two things still wrong with it, which could perhaps do with some attention. There's one thing which I can't do much about. There's a little bit of a crack here. Don't think it's anything to worry about at the moment. It looks like it's been attended to. Also, it's where these dot markers. Somebody's actually put nails in, in a couple of places for some reason. Instead of the dot markers, they put nails in there. I don't know why they did that. And some of the frets as well. At the moment, they seem to be a little bit dead. So as you play, let's say you play a chord. Yeah, then it starts to. So this 9th fret. So it's a bit hit and miss from the 9th fret onwards. So so around this area here, you're going to need a bit of attention. One of the other things as well is for some reason they put the truss rod here rather than here, and it's got this cover on it which is held down by 3 sort of Phillips headed screws. But I don't want to strip them. They are quite stiff, so I don't know if I don't know when that was last accessed. So I'm probably going to have to get that looked at soon. But it does sound good. So I've just been working on just some nice sort of extent, chord suspensions and that sort of thing. Obviously your standard sort of C major 7. And then Yeah. Of course you can do. Something I did a few years ago. Yeah. I mean, you can shred on it a bit. But because of that 9th fret, you can't really do much here at the moment. I mean, you sort of can. It sort of sounds a bit gibberishy though. So one thing about that though is that because you know those frets aren't working, it makes you sort of think about your standard noodling licks in a different way. You know, you have to find like different positions for them. So in some ways it's sort of quite creative, you know. But I've been thinking about, you know, like going acoustic for a while. I mean I released some nylon string stuff years ago, and it kind of sank without trace. But I just think there's something a bit more honest about, like, you know, like the acoustic guitar. You know, like especially, you know, in light of all this fake stuff. Because, you know, if you're say you're playing it, you know, you'd have to fake all those overtones as well, and I don't know whether you could do that. Yeah. Yeah. So now it's sort of come back to life again. I'm just finding it really inspiring. You know, I mean, I'm feeling perhaps more inspired, you know, about a guitar than I've felt in years. You know, just be able to, you know, like, just to stumble across something of this quality. And it was just hanging up in our local cash generators, not cash converters. We have two. There's cash converters and cash generators. And of course, you know, like, they get a lot of like second-hand guitars in there, and if they got like an obscure name, or the guitar's looking a bit sorry for itself, then they sort of, you know, they say, well, I'll give you 50 quid for it, or something like that. So sometimes, you know, sometimes you can actually spot something worth having, you know, because in this case, I mean, I could get those frets sorted out. It may just be a bit of truss rod relief needed, I'm not sure. It certainly doesn't need anything too major doing. But you know, if you do shop around in places like that, you can find something sort of, you know, worth having. I mean, I don't know about sort of you know, 57 gold tops and you know, 59 sunbursts and, you know, 63 strats and all that sort of thing. Maybe. But yeah. But I mean, it's quite heavy. I mean, the fact, you know, it's all solid wood. You know, there are one or two. There are a few dings on it. There's one here. Now, it's not actually gone right through. It's just a bit of a ding on the surface there. So it's been bashed here. Can you see that? But it's not really affecting the tone that much because it's like solidly built. And you can also, like, you know, with a lot of like quality acoustics as well, that the back isn't necessarily always just like flat when they were making it. it should have a slight curve to it. You know, so I'm pretty sure you'll be seeing this guitar again. Yeah, certainly be seeing it again. I don't know how regular. But you know, you can do other things. Yeah. Yeah. And it's just I don't know. It just takes everything you've got. You know, which is what a decent guitar should do. Yeah. So like I say, I'm probably going to get a little bit more done on this just to bring it back to life. I mean, when I took the old strings off it as well, you can actually hear it. It sort of groaned. It said, "Oh, thank goodness for that," because it had these horrible, crappy strings on it. A word to the wise as well. If you've never actually like restrung an acoustic with these pegs on it, it can be a bit of a pain. Either like getting them out in the first place, because you know, I remember doing one. You know, one of them just flirted off and it went, you know, off on its holidays. I mean, I managed to find it. And then sometimes if you tune it up as well and they're not down properly, then when you're actually winding this up to tension, and they are under quite high tension, this thing, so then they can pull out as well if they're not in properly. But once it's solid, then yeah, then it's pretty good. But yeah, so I'm going to leave it there for today. Please let me know your thoughts. Yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.